So today I'm gonna talk about how this genealogist, uh, Frazine Taylor, out of Montgomery, Alabama. I'm gonna talk about how she helped thousands of Black Americans trace their family history. And I thought this was interesting. This is something that, because of this video, and because it was kind of something that I planned to do, but I just never got around to doing it. But because of this video, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started like now, like ASAP, and putting together my family tree and understanding as far back as I possibly can the roots and the histories of my ancestors. So let's check this out. I hope this inspires some of you all to do the same, because it's very, very important. While some of us still have living relatives that can help us, trace our lineage far back. I think it's very important that we do so as soon as possible. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think. It's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Less than 10% of the history taught in America's classrooms focuses on the story of Black Americans, according to one survey. But a woman in Montgomery, Alabama, made it her life's work to help African American families piece together their history. In tonight's Eye on America, CBS's James Brown pays tribute to Frazine Taylor, who died this summer, but tells us how her legacy will live on through her work and the thousands of lives she touched.
It may seem like a blur of information.
That index may be what I want.
But if you know what you're looking for, like genealogist Frazine Taylor, small clues quickly reveal the story of a real person.
I used to like detective stories. That's what family history is. You have a little piece of here and a little piece there.
For some Black Americans, they are pieces of a picture shattered by systemic racism. At Alabama State University, Taylor spent decades as an archivist sifting through records where humans are identified only by numbers. Names are misspelled, and racially segregated records leave holes in family trees. How important is it for
I think I seen my last name on that page. I can't tell y'all that, but oh my God, I see my last name. I see my last name on this page. Those of you who know me will probably see it as well. Unfortunately, because this is a public video that I'm doing, I cannot say it, but I think this is gonna help me in my search. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Okay, let's get back to it. But yeah, my name is on here.
Segregated records leave holes in family trees. How important is it for particularly young people that they know their history?
Self-worth. That's important. I can sit here and tell you about my family all the way down to some parts of slavery. I feel proud of that.
In the decades after the Civil War, Black Americans owned an estimated 16 million acres of land. But by the turn of the century, 90% of that had been lost or stolen, amounting to a near $326 billion loss in wealth.
Will we ever know the full extent of enslaved people and their involvement?
Well, no, we won't. No, we won't. Because the records are not there.
I have that one.
For Josephine Bowling McCall, Taylor helped uncover the truth about her father's life and death.
In doing family history, we start with ourselves and work backwards.
Elmore Bowling was lynched in 1947 when McCall was just 5 years old.
Some people were lynched for merely crossing the street in front of a white person. My father was lynched because he was doing good. He had not committed a crime. They wanted to cut him down because he was making the wrong example for blacks in the community.
And that wrong example was?
Achievement and helping others to achieve.
How long did you stay mad?
I've never been mad.
How would you describe it, Miss McCall?
Hurt. Hurt.
When we spoke, Taylor was partially retired and undergoing chemo, but her passion for teaching was untouched.
Talk to the oldest person in your family.
Up until her death, she continued to encourage the next generation to keep looking at the past, sharing her knowledge with archivist Kashonda Murphy.
The past is important because it gives us insight into the future. If you don't know where you're from, I mean, you don't know what's ahead of you.
You've encouraged that we do that even if it makes us mad.
It will make you mad. It'll make you where you do not want to do any more research, but who's going to do it? And document it so that that grandkid or that kid can be proud of their family. Not what happened to them, but because of who they were.
And we can all be proud of who Frazine Taylor was. For Eye on America, James Brown, Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, this was good. This is a good little short clip. I'd be interested in seeing a full documentary on something like this. I am still blown away that my last name was on there. I mean, my last name is most likely, like many of us who are ancestors from slaves. My last name is probably from the either town that I was from, that my ancestors are from, or from the slave masters. But it's on there, nevertheless. But yeah, this is. I mean, I just don't understand how people, certain other groups, want us just to get over these types of things, because it's at this, in this conversation, in this context, it's not about anything like this information is not to be used for anything other than understanding where we came from and who we came from, right? Kind of like they said at the end, like I think having that history for us, and especially for the youth, could help a lot of the problems that we see in the black community, especially in the hood, right? Like when you don't know your history, you don't have like that connection to your great 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 ancestors, right? Like, and you just feel like you're just alone on this, in this city, in the area that you grew up in, right? You don't have anything to like be proud of, or you don't have too many people to make proud, right? Whether they're alive or not. And so I think like learning, understanding where you come from as far back as you possibly can, and then sharing those stories with your kids gives them a bigger understanding of the world in which they live in. And when that's not there, then, like I said, especially in the hood, in between Normandy and Western, right? Like that's all like, I can understand why a lot of people just don't really, they feel like, or they act as if they don't have anything really to lose, right? There's no history. It's just them, right? So I think this is important. I think, well, it's always been important, but I think I like these types of videos. It kind of helps understand, especially hearing some of the stories. Like this lady here, she said, you know, her grandfather, I think it was her grandfather, or was it her father, was lynched just simply because he was doing good. Like, what is that? I mean, could you imagine a world? And they said it happened in like the 30s or the 40s. Like that's not even 100 years ago. Like, could you imagine a world where, you know, you can't even, you're afraid to help the people that are close to you because it may be, you may get knocked off over it. You know, I mean, obviously it didn't happen that long ago. The lady is still alive, right? So, you know, when I hear people say, "Oh, just get over it. Racism doesn't exist." You know, people pandering race and yada yada yada. It's like this shit wasn't that long ago, and it's ingrained in a lot of our, you know, just in our DNA. It's ingrained in how we are raised and how we interact with the world. Do you think that I don't know if she has kids or not, but do you think that she raised her kids uh, differently because of what she saw or what happened to her grandfather or her father? Absolutely, she did. Absolutely, she did. And the thing is, she there were ways that she raised her kids, if she has kids. There were ways that she raised her kids that she wasn't even aware of, that was because of what happened to her. Therefore, her kids are now raising their kids uh in a way that is probably different than other groups because of what happened to their great grandfather or their grandfather, right? Like, so that that's what we call generational trauma, and that's passed down. So it's very, very hard to break that. It's very hard to get, quote unquote, get over it and act a certain way when half of us, you know, don't even know that the trauma is there because of how it was passed down. So, but you know, this is good. This was interesting. Let's RIP to what was her name? Frazine. Yeah, Frazine Taylor of Montgomery. She did some excellent work while she was here. Uh I guess she just passed away this summer. Um and that's unfortunate because you know, we could use this type of work. But this video and her work and me doing this video is definitely, you know, it's turn the light bulb on in my head to go ahead and start getting you know, getting my history, understanding and learning more of my history. So I hope it does the same for y'all. All right. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.